Good thing I'm over here and not you, Amy. Okay. All right. Welcome back. The calendar may say January. I'm hoping that I'll survive this. But spring will be here before you know it. And now's the time to get your home away from home ready for the spring and summer season. This is why you gotta love live television.
Absolutely.
Rob Bias is here to tell us about this year's Lake Home and Cabin Show, and he's brought in plenty of furry and exotic friends here. So we might as well start talking about the fellow that you have here right now. Who is this? What is this?
Sure. This is a barred owl. And, you know, one of the interesting things about owls is that they are active all year round.
Okay.
So even in deep snow, they need to eat every single day or at least every other day or something like that. And so they are constantly still searching for food. And one of the ways that they're able to find their food is not by their sense of smell, because owls don't have a sense of smell. They use their great eyesight, but also they use their hearing. So they can hear like a mouse running underneath the snow, a foot of snow. And they'll pinpoint that mouse, and then they'll fly and dive into the snow to grab their food. Now they actually miss a lot of times. They probably miss 9 out of 10 times. So they need to continue to hunt.
I'm not going to lie, the owl is kind of creeping me out
Staring
right now.
at
He
you?
was eyeballing me.
Yeah.
He was really staring at
Well,
me.
you're big. I'm big too, but he knows me. But you're really big, so he's watching you because he's like, okay, if that guy comes at me, I'm out of here.
I'm going to be ready. He's going to be ready to take care of some business. Okay, now the show that you do, you really talk about how to kind of use the critters to benefit you at your Lake Home and Cabin.
Absolutely. So I think one of the greatest things is, is to actually attract certain types of wildlife so that you can help, you know, decrease the nuisance animals too.
Right.
So we get mice in our houses, especially in cabins. Sometimes bats get into the cabins, and there's certain types that, you know, like owls eat a lot of rodents. They also, smaller owls eat a lot of insects. And so we do have an opportunity to put up things like owl boxes and bat houses and things to help control other nuisance animals that are around.
And now if somebody comes to the show, where will they be able to see some of the animals that you bring in?
Well, you know, this is the 8th annual show. There's over 150 exhibitors, and we have about 10 animals. So we've got hawks, we've got flying squirrels, we've got turtles and a crow, and different kinds of owls. We've got bats. So people can come and look at them and see them just sitting out and in enclosures. But also I'm doing programs every day too with them. Okay. So you want to move on to a new animal?
Yeah, well, let's try to. Let's attempt this. So the owl is one animal that you have, and you have other animals. You brought in some bats, and that's what we saw in the tease a little earlier.
Right.
Was the bat that you brought in. I think he's ready to get back into his home. So he went in quickly too.
All
so we
right.
have some
So
bats?
he likes, they like that. So the next one I'm going to take out is a bat. And our bats around here are all insect-eating bats.
Okay.
So the good thing is that one bat by itself will eat thousands of insects every single night. So I'm going to show you what our little bats look like.
Okay, you said thousands of insects
Thousands.
every single night. Okay.
One bat will eat thousands of insects every night.
Now this is a little bit smaller, so we're going to have to get a nice tight shot here.
Yeah.
Now what type of bat is this that you're
This
holding?
is called a big brown bat.
Okay.
And I'm not kidding, because most of our bats are even smaller than this. I brought something for him to eat, so I'm not sure if he's, there we go. There we go, he's hungry. So our bats, they're not blind. They use echolocation, so they use sounds to fly around. So they bounce these sounds, these ultrasonic sounds, off of buildings, off of insects, whatever, and they're able to fly around in pitch darkness. Now they can see. They're not going to attack people. They'll bite to protect themselves. So we definitely don't want to handle any wildlife, especially with bare hands. And even as a biologist, I'm handling this animal with gloves on.
Right.
They'll hibernate during the winter. We've actually been having some problems across the United States with an introduced fungus that came in from Europe. And this fungus affects the bats. We call it white nose syndrome. Okay. And the fungus wakes the bats up. And recently, the Fish and Wildlife has estimated 5.7 million bats so far have died from this.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's not in Wisconsin yet, unfortunately, but researchers are working to protect the bats because they're very economically important. Okay. They eat all kinds of beetles and all the other kinds of insects.
Okay, we have one animal left here.
Cool.
And we got about a minute left, so let's try to get to this last one.
Okay.
Now this one I was a little skeptical of. This is a skunk.
Right.
Now this one cannot spray, so I don't have to worry about getting getting all smelly here, but
Right.
you brought in a skunk.
Yes.
What benefit does a skunk have on your lake home property?
You know what? They eat 70% insects.
Okay.
They also eat rodents. They'll eat other kinds of, they'll eat vegetation and stuff as well. But really, except the possibility of being sprayed, they're not going to destroy your home. They sometimes live underneath decks or something like that. But they're not bitey. They don't attack your pets. They'll spray your pets if they try to go after them. But really, they're actually beneficial to have around the neighborhood.
This guy actually seems pretty docile.
Yeah.
He's just kind of hanging
You want to
out.
touch him?
No, I'll pass.
Okay.
But I appreciate the
Well,
offer, though.
skunks don't live very long in the wild. They only 90% of them die the first year,
Yeah.
and one of the reasons is they're very slow, so they get eaten by great horned owls.
Okay.
Owls don't have a sense of smell, and so they couldn't care less. So they get eaten. They also get hit by cars too.
Okay.
So they don't live that long.
All right, just before we get out of here, there you go, buddy. There we go. All right, I touched you.
Isn't
We're
it cute?
Now.
Isn't it kind of cute?
He is kind of adorable. All right, hey Rob, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. You'll be there all weekend at the Lake Home and Cabin Show. Folks,
Yep.
get a chance. Stop by, see Rob. He'll have plenty of friends for you to chit chat with.